Hey, what it do, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day. I know it's been quite a while since I posted a video. Life just has been an absolute madhouse. The end of the year always gets a little bit crazy. We had family in town. The last 2 weeks before the end of the year, work just like went bananas. For some reason, everybody was trying to squeeze everything in before the end of the year. And actually, the beginning of the year has been kind of slow, which has surprised me. But I've got another job that I'm trying to finish up real quick. And on top of that, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys some stuff that I've been working on. I was going to work on it till late last night, but I ran out of welding gas. But we've been working on the dirt screen, and she is coming along super nice. I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a quick little sneak peek at the hinge assembly that I'm building. This is just turning out super, super awesome. I was almost completely done with all of these flanges, and you guys can tell where I ran out of welding wire and gas on this one right here. And then this guy just got tacked in place. But today's video is going to be heavily focused on the ranch because we've got a couple issues that need resolving. Our back fence line, which is like way back there, is pretty much falling apart. And our bull is trying to squeeze out because some of our heifers are in heat and we do not want them breeding yet. So we need to get that fixed. And we're actually going to try and put the bull in the bullpen. So we have not worked with our bull recently. He's just been roaming around in this pasture for the past, I'd say 5 or 6 months. So hoping that our bull does not give us a hard time today. You can never tell with a bull. Sometimes they're nice. Sometimes you catch them on a bad day. It's a rough go. But anyhow, there may be some other stuff that makes its way into this video, but I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's go ahead and jump on into it and let's roll.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands.
No. We want the bull out. We're gonna go ahead and try and make like a physical barrier with trucks and cars we have out here at the ranch. I went ahead and hooked the end dump up.
Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon.
Mule tape is not good for lifting squeezes.
I told you.
Yeah, you told me.
They sing on a sleepless night.
15 feet up in the air right here.
Try to catch me howling at the moon.
All right, so we got the big 330 warming up. We're gonna go ahead and throw some diesel in it. You guys might be wondering why we're warming up the 330. It'll all make sense in just a little bit. But basically we need to move our cattle squeeze out of the bullpen. And since I don't have my 299 here, this may be a little bit overkill, but this is what we're gonna be using. So we're just gonna track it down there. We'll lift it up and over the pen. Should be pretty easy, pretty straightforward. But since the fuel gauge doesn't work in this guy, I always like to keep it topped off just so we're not chancing anything. All right, nice and full. Let's go ahead and get this shut off. And, let's get to work. All right, well, it took a while to get tracked down here, but we're gonna go ahead and open up this pasture right here, which is pretty much just where Charlie hangs out. So we're gonna try and be in and out of here kind of quick so she doesn't come over here. She usually gets pretty curious. So hope I can get this gate opened up and get the machine through here before, oh, come on, before she gets too close to being over here. Oh, she saw me. She saw me. She's already coming over. Shoot. Ah! All right, she stopped. I think we're good. She's just looking at me now. You guys can see her right over there. Just kind of staring at me. Oh, she turned around. She turned around. I think we're good. All right, now the excavator's totally overkill for what we're gonna be doing with it today, but the real reason that I'm bringing it down here is because of that tree right there. That is like a super, super dead oak tree. As you guys can tell, it is leaning out over our fence. So we're gonna be using the big excavator to hopefully push it back. We're gonna probably throw me in the bucket, lift me up there, cut some of the big branches down, but we're gonna try and get rid of that tree because I think any day now it's gonna break, and we do not want it breaking our nice pipe corral. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys another old oak tree that died. You guys see this thing right here? When we decided to go ahead and push that thing over because we were getting super nervous about it, we literally just tapped it with this bucket and the whole thing just went like zero hesitation. So that's pretty much to where that tree's at right now. So I'm just getting kind of nervous that it's gonna mess up our super nice fence if we let it go for too much longer. So that's the real reason that we're tracking the excavator down here. And taking the cattle squeeze out is just a perk of something that we've been needing to do for a while. Hey, Charlie girl. So right now I'm standing in the bullpen where we have our squeeze. This was like our very makeshift prompt 2 cattle run. It did work. When we picked up that bull about 5 or 6 months ago, we were able to band him in here. It was a little bit on the scary side. I don't know if you guys remember that video where he was like jumping out of the top of it, but this is not how a squeeze should be set up. So we're gonna go ahead and take this out. We're gonna move it over to another area where we're actually gonna try and set up like a somewhat legit cattle run. Eventually I'd like to get a nicer squeeze, but it's just not in the budget right now. So we're gonna go ahead and get this dismantled. I'll get it lifted up and I'll get it set over there. All right, we're gonna go ahead and take the bucket off, kind of get it out of the way. We'll have to go ahead and set it down over there. Yeah, maybe a little farther. All right, here we go. Getting real sophisticated.
What do you mean, Dad?
What do I mean? I mean, we probably should use bigger rope, but I think it'll be okay.
And what else do you do it? Like in 4 minutes?
Hopefully in 2 minutes.
I was born up in the mountain, raised by an old grizzly bear. I was born up in the mountain, raised by an old grizzly bear. I sit by Mother Nature and I breathe fresh, clean, natural air. I rose up with the sunlight and the moon.
Are you keeping it right there?
No, but it's easy to...
What about just like right here and then you don't have to move it again? Dang it.
It's staying there for now. Well, I guess we know mule tape is not good for lifting squeezes.
I told you.
Yeah, you told me. I know. That's why you stay away. Oh, I think we found the one that broke.
Oh.
What do you think? Is that the one that broke first?
Yeah, probably.
I guess technically all 4 of them broke.
Yeah.
Oh, this one's completely gone. Hey, stay out of there, stay out of there. This is like a rust magnet. Alright.
Yeah.
Can you go throw some trash?
Yeah.
Or just put it in that bucket.
Does it down?
We're working on it, guys. Hey, stick your head in here. More. Alright, there you go. You can get your head out? Look, Mom. So we went ahead and took out all the extra panels that were in here. Well, we did leave one right there, but it's secured pretty good. And the reason we emptied everything out is because once the bull's in here, he's probably gonna be a little bit agitated for a couple days because we're taking him away from his girlfriends. And anything that is in here, he may have a tendency to like move it around with his horns or do things like that. So the water was over there. We moved it over here just so we can fill it from the outside. We're gonna try and minimize having to go into the bullpen. If you don't have to go in there, that's great. So anyhow, we're gonna go ahead and probably hook up the stock trailer, or we just may grab our 2 Jersey cows over there and we'll do like a couple of trial runs to see if he follows them inside that pasture over there. And then if he does, we may just lead all 3 of them over here. But if it doesn't go well, we'll hook up the stock trailer to the GMC, load him up, we'll bring him into this pasture, open up that door, we'll get him in here, and that'll be that. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and try and make like a physical barrier with trucks and cars that we have out here at the ranch. So I went ahead and hooked the end dump up. We're gonna let the Peterbilt warm up for a little bit, and we're gonna drive it down there to basically create a wall so that he cannot come up to the front of the property. So I actually feel kind of bad right now. He is just enjoying the good life over there. He's laying down, just chilling like a villain, living the good life. And we're about to make him not so happy. So it is what it is. He tried to push through the fence yesterday because the cows, they walk around on the back side back there, and we do not want him breeding them right now. And we got a couple of them in heat, so he's just like trying whatever he can do to get to them. And it's a hazard to him, it's a hazard to our little heifers who are not mature enough to breed yet. So it's just something that has to get done, and that's the way it is. So I am down here with the truck. I'm gonna go ahead and back it up a little bit to create our little highway so we can push them on through to the bullpen and hopefully go smooth. Also, I guess we should probably make this official since we're doing cowboy stuff, you know. All right, so you guys can see that more or less we have our makeshift highway right here. We're probably gonna go ahead and move the Ranger over just a little bit. And then once we open that gate, we're hoping that we can just push them on this way and hopefully no issues, but we'll see how this goes. All right. You nervous?
Yes. Ginger!
Oh, I'm gonna open it this way. You know what, should we get? He's right in front of you.
That's funny.
Oh, I thought you said, where is he?
Where's Ginger?
I don't know. Abraham, come here.
Oh, we can take Honey.
No. We want the bull out. Come on. All right, he's out.
Well, life has nearly killed me, and my mind is putting me on the edge.
So far, so good.
Life has nearly killed me, and my mind is putting me on the edge. Though I can barely crawl, I've got to walk where these angels feet tread.
All right, come on, bull. Follow honey.
Darkness nearly drowned me.
Come on, let's go.
Sunlight alone don't
Patty,
even
hold on.
my eyes.
You want to circle her back around?
Darkness nearly drowned me, and the sunlight, Lord, don't it burn my eyes.
Let's go. Come on. Here he comes.
This valley is much too
Go, go,
deep,
go.
and this mountain so very high. My cup is nearly empty. I got such a long, long way to go. My cup is nearly empty. I got such a long, long way to
Whew. All right. We were nervous. She's kind of a butthead still, but she'll be not too bad to get into the pasture where she was.
Step down.
You can come down.
You gonna hop on?
Where the darkness nearly drowned me. The sunlight burned my eyes.
Oh, no. Oh, are you okay?
I
I just want to like bounce away from her.
So this pretty much happens anytime you change up the routine for these cattle. You guys can see they're all making a noise right now. He is trying to get in with them, but it's gonna be a noisy night tonight. They are probably gonna be singing all night long, so may not be a very restful night, but that's just the way it is sometimes. Oh, there's Ginger. She's over there. You are a good girl. So sometimes you wish for eventful stuff, and sometimes you wish for not eventful stuff. And anytime I move a bull, you hope for not eventful. So went pretty smooth, and we're just gonna go ahead and get everything moved. Then we're gonna go start working on the fence line back there. All right, so as far as the ranch goes, I probably spend the least amount of time back here. I hardly ever come back here. We do have our electric well system right here. And the only reason I ever come this way is because something's going wrong with it. So it's really not that often that I come back here. And I don't know what the original design was back here. You guys can see all these fence posts with no fencing on it. There's a little pen back here. Kind of looks like there used to be an alleyway right here. I don't know if it like eventually connected back up to the alleyway that's up there, but this is something that I've been wanting to like completely redo back here. I would love to put all drill rod fencing back here. You guys can see that the trees have been going kind of wild. Kind of looks like it should be from Harry Potter. It broke a couple years back, came tumbling down this way, broke whatever fence line was here. It's still kind of being held up enough by all this stuff. You guys can see our little bull calf hanging out with us. And as wild as this sounds, I've lived out here for, I think, almost 12 years. I never once have stepped foot back there. I've never been in this back corner. I've never come past where I'm standing right now. And so I think for the first time ever, I'm gonna make my way back that way. I've never been where you're standing, bud.
Oh my.
Ever. Not once. So anyhow, our bull got tangled up in this at some point yesterday. I don't know where it was. So I'm gonna get my wife over here. We're gonna figure out what was going on. So eventually all this fencing is gonna come down. We're gonna do drill rod fencing, kind of like we have along the top. I really wanna do the entire backside of the property with that fencing. It's just gonna take another couple trips up to Bakersfield to get enough of it to do. So one, it's time consuming. Two, it's gonna be expensive and it's gonna be well worth it, but it's not quite in the budget for this year. I got other projects that are like way higher priority. So we're gonna go ahead and just repair the fence line so that the cows don't get out and they can't get in and all that good stuff. So I gotta figure out where it was, and then once we get that figured out, we'll go ahead and make the repairs necessary. All right, so as far as tools go, we are not gonna need too much. I'm just gonna take the cordless grinder with me, extra battery. I'm gonna bring a little Sawzall with a metal blade, and I think we're gonna need a set of pliers. I think that's gonna be about it. All right, so I just got the lowdown on what happened. Basically, we turned all the cattle out to roam around back there during the day. Basically, there's a section of fence over there that I'll go show you guys in a little bit. They pushed through, they were coming up in through here, and our bull, he was over in this corner. He was getting messed up in all this wire. Luckily, he was able to untangle himself. So we're gonna go ahead and cut all this loose. Gonna take down these panels, probably gonna move some of them back that way. We're gonna tie everything up nice and good, make a good strong perimeter right there so that they don't come up through here anymore. And then once that's done, I'll probably come back here with the 299. We'll start trimming these trees up, cleaning this area up, getting it nice and safe, because right now it's kind of a hazard. But for now, I'm gonna go ahead and get all this cut. We'll get this stuff removed out of the way. We'll probably just lean it up against this. I don't know, cover this death trap up right here. Hey mama, how you doing? You wanna come say hi? You wanna come say hi? Anyhow, I'm gonna start cutting and grinding all this stuff up and getting it moved out of the way.
I thought you was an angel. You flew away just like a bird. I thought you was an angel. You flew away just like a bird. Our trip to heaven was a detour through hell on earth. Spread your pretty wings for me, let me deep inside. When you was good and satisfied, away you would fly. Well, honey, you ain't no angel. You flew away just like a bird. Our trip to heaven was a detour.
All right, now realistically, I should probably be wearing gloves, and I was trying to like wrap it up into nice little rolls, but we got poked pretty good. So I'm just gonna start cutting it up into small pieces. We're gonna put them in the bathtub for now. Then after we're all done taking this down, we'll bring the Ranger back here, just load it all up and throw it in the dumpster.
We were there, weren't we?
Go ahead and get these loaded up. You guys see how old these posts are? There's not much left of them. All right, so we're starting to fight against the clock a little bit, but this was the other trouble area. We just had this little piece of welded wire that we're gonna use for now. I went ahead and wedged it up there. I'm gonna kick this thing over, tie it together with some baling wire, And I don't think it'll go anywhere after that. And then we'll come and remedy all this stuff and build a nice fence. Probably, if I had to guess, maybe like a year or two we'll take that project on. This is just like a temporarily permanent fix. Should be pretty good. It's not gonna be like a super high traffic area. There's not a whole lot of feed right here. Once they eat up all these leaves, everything will be gone. Ooh, that's a pretty good one. We're partners. I just cut my thumb too. That's the way it goes. Well, today just got exciting. We were putting up this last piece of wire right here, and I noticed that our bull calf is out there. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to pick him up on camera. You can just barely see him underneath that tree right there. And I think he pushed through right there. So we're gonna have to try and be real cowboys right now. So this is his first time kind of being away from mom. So mom's gonna start to get real skittish because she's probably gonna think that something bad's about to happen to her calf. And we're just gonna try and keep this as calm as possible. Be still, Shy. Come on, buddy. Let him on. Here he comes. Okay, be still, be still. He'll go in. Okay. Oh. Just let him be still. Oh, shoot. Shine, walk that way. Come on, buddy. All right, good job, Shy. Rocked it. So again, this is gonna be just a very rinky-dink fix. This whole fence line right here is pretty manky and the whole thing needs to be rebuilt. So I'm just gonna be tying it up with rope right now. I dragged down this big section of welded wire. I'm gonna try and like push it down as best I can. And I'll probably just tie it in the center right here. And then just for good measure, not that it's doing much, but we got some old clamps or some old fencing wire where it used to be attached to the post. We're gonna bring this down and try and hook this onto it. See if I can do it one-handed. Ah, there we go, beautiful. Let's go and squeeze that down. But overall, today was a huge success. We were able to move a bull. Nobody got hurt. We got all the cattle where they needed to be. And anytime that that happens, I consider it a win in my books. But I'm gonna go ahead and run back up to the shop. There's a couple more things I wanna talk about, so I'll see you guys in just a second. All right, we made it back up to the shop. I'm gonna try and do this without being too preachy because I do not claim to be like a professional cattle rancher. I don't claim to be like a real cowboy. I'm very much just learning little by little, but there are a couple things that I've learned throughout the years. And one of those is that you need consistency with cattle. But the other day, something pretty wild happened. I was headed to work in the Peterbilt and it was early in the morning. I think it was probably about 6:30, maybe 6:45. It's pretty cold outside. My truck was already warm. I had the heater going. I was in like a t-shirt. I get a call from my friend Jackie and she's like, James, your cow's out. Looks like a brown one and a black one, which would be a Jersey and an Angus. So you guys can see we got an Angus right over there. We got one of our Jerseys right there. And then we got Honey, who's like the sweetest Jersey in the world. She's walking up to me right now. And so typically I keep an eye out for my cattle every morning, with the exception of the ones that are in this pasture right here. And that's because they're not part of my morning schedule. So as far as my daily routine goes, and again, I'm not always able to do this. Sometimes I have to leave kind of in a rush, and then usually my wife will take care of it. But I try to let out our 9 cattle in the morning. They get to go into that back piece of property back there. And then we have one steer that's on a special diet right now because we're fattening him up, and I'll give him some food, and then I usually start up the truck and I take off. That's my morning routine. Doesn't take me very long, but I enjoy doing it every day. So anyhow, when she told me that my cattle were out, I was like, whoa, where are they at? And where she told me they were is probably about 3, maybe 4 miles away from where we're at right now. So I'm like, that's a pretty far stretch for them to get that far, but I didn't know for certain if it was any of our cattle because I did not look in this pasture when I took off. So once I discovered that they were not mine, I mean, that was like a huge weight off my shoulders, and it kind of like put me at ease because if it was necessary for me to absolutely have to leave, I could go because it's not really my problem. And I didn't mind helping out, and I was actually getting to the point where I was about to leave. And there wasn't a whole lot that I could actually do because I didn't have anywhere to put them. And right as I was about to take off, our neighbor Brian comes over and he's like, oh, James, good thing you're here. Let's start moving around. So I ended up getting put in a pen, and nobody was fessing up to actually owning these cattle. And so I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know if we were going to add 2 cattle to the herd. Even though I don't really want another Jersey right now, I would probably take another Angus, but you know, I felt bad for them because you could tell that they were like kind of neglected a little bit. They weren't like malnourished or skinny, but you can tell that they weren't like fat and happy like our cows right now. So long story short, it was a crazy day. Horses were getting hurt. Cattle ended up at my ranch. I don't really know how I got mixed up in the middle of all of it, but I did. And I was kind of getting concerned that whoever owned these cattle was not going to fess up, and we were just going to have these rogue cattle sitting on our property. So I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus, but there are some people in this world that should not have cattle, and I think this guy's one of them, because obviously they broke out for a reason. And I know accidents happen. We've had cows get out, but we're pretty on top of it. But from what I can understand, this guy just had a small pen where he keeps all his cows, all his goats, and basically brings them food every once in a while, throws it in there. I don't think he even comes to see them every day. I could be wrong, but they don't have vegetation to eat like this. Where they're at, there's not a whole lot of food for them to eat. So like one of the first things that he asked me when he got out here is, do you want to buy my cattle? And I was like, oh man, you have absolutely no attachment to these animals. So like I said, I don't want to get too preachy because I'm nowhere near professional. I'm like all hat, no cowboy. I really don't even know how to ride a horse that well. But I do love working with the cattle, and it makes me sad when I see things like that happen, because if I could be out here all day, every day, working with these cattle, I wouldn't even hesitate to do it. But my operation is nowhere near big enough to be able to do that. Eventually, I would like to get to that point, but it's gonna be a lot of work. It's gonna take a lot of time. Got a lot of equipment that I still have to source, like for sure need a new squeeze. There's a lot of cattle runs that I have to build, round pens. There's a lot that goes into it. Good fence lines. And yeah, so little by little we'll get there, but I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video up before I start rambling too much. So I just wanna give you guys a huge thanks for watching this video. I super appreciate it. Last year was awesome. The channel grew so much, but I hope everybody is able to make 2024 just an awesome year. I got a lot of big plans for this year. I'll probably be kind of showing you guys what I have envisioned for the year at some point in the next month or two. Got a lot of stuff that I want to get done. I'm going to try and really ramp up the YouTube because I got a lot of crazy ideas that we're going to start working on. But I'm going to go ahead and put the screws this video. Thank you guys for watching. Give me a huge solid like, subscribe, share this with amigos, hit that notification button down below so you guys can see progress on everything else we got going out here on the ranch, with the trucks, with equipment, whatever we got going on. And I'll see you guys next time. Later.